everybody. Welcome to Real Horror. This is a show where we discuss the horror movie of the week. And this week, we're actually talking about 4 movies, the Hatchet movie series, 1, 2, and 3, and also Victor Crowley. And I want to thank everybody who's watching now or on the replay. I appreciate you guys. And of course, I want to thank the panelists for being here. Tommy, how's it going tonight?
I'll tell you what, Victor Crowley is not a good boy. He's listening to the wrong voices in his head. Like that dog, I love that dog. That thing is never going to come down. I'm going to use that thing forever. I'm doing pretty good. I think this was a fun franchise, and I know some other people have some other takes on it, but I really do feel it was a good progression with every movie where they felt like they were getting a little bit better with every single one. So I have no complaints over this one at all.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. And Vinnie, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. And Batman's not doing so great. I'm stuck here. I can't get out. No.
Hey, is that Apple chapstick you're using? Oh, never mind. It's just She-Hulk.
She has a firm grip. I'm looking forward to this. These movies were entertaining. I think I did say it though. I like the middle two the best. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I also watched the documentary on Kane Hodder as well, and really interesting stuff. Pretty damn cool. So yeah, looking forward to this one.
Yes. Well, thank you for being here. And also, Draven, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I really like this franchise as well. I sat up and watched basically all of them till like 6 a.m. the one night. They're pretty good. Like Vinny was saying, the middle two are probably the best, but there are kills in like every single one that like are awesome. So
agreed.
Wild.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for being here. And just want to say hi to the chat. This is my design. He runs a horror channel, and his name is Mike. He's awesome. Everybody should check out his channel. He has an amazing horror figure collection. We're horror figure collectors too. Well, me, Tommy, and Vinny are, and so definitely you guys, Tommy and Vinny, would want to check out his collection. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. I designed a couple of figures too. Well, horror figures for McFarlane. So that is awesome. Yeah. Collectors unite.
Yes, absolutely. Draven saying hi in the chat and on the panel. Lion Ratton, thanks for being here.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Pulp Noir, thank you very much for being here. So let's go ahead and get into the series. So Tommy, let's start with you. What was your favorite movie out of all 4 movies?
You know what? I really do. I like the last one. I don't know what it was about the kills. A little bit more of the backstory of Victor Crowley. Everything about that, I just like that, and I like the little hint at the end that it wasn't really over with the girl from the other movies that you know from third one that you thought she was dead, or you assumed she was. So I do appreciate that, and I also like the way that the series starts off. You start off with a master of the horror genre with Robert Englund in the damn boat. It's really hard to get away from that, but yeah, I really do think the kills and everything extras that they put in Victor Crowley for their 4th movie really that's the one that did it for me.
Wow. All right. I'm actually surprised to hear that.
I am too.
Very surprised.
Yeah, especially how critical you are of some movies.
Well, you mentioned how they left it open at the end of Victor Crowley, and that's because Adam Green has 2 movies already planned out. 2 more Hatchet movies planned out for this series. Now, whether or not they'll come to, fruition is a different story. But yeah, I think that was absolutely on purpose. But so I would, yeah, I'd love to see another Hatchet movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, same.
another one for sure.
So Vinny, what was your favorite movie?
It might be two. The thing is, like 2 and 3, I watched those back to back, so it felt like one movie to me. But I love the whole concept what they did with Tony Todd, that they made him a bigger part of the overall story.
Mm-hmm.
It was jarring at first because they do change actresses, which
Yeah.
I mean, I was okay with because the chick from the first one, she did an all right job, but I was like, oh, why'd they recast her? And then I'm like, oh, but it's Danielle Harris, so I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And she did a great job though. Yeah, having more of that backstory and kind of like pulling in those other people, and it was almost like, oh yeah, this is just, it's all bullshit. We're gonna collect some money, no big deal. Like, and then all the kills start happening. Like, there was something that was really cool about that. And Tony Todd's death scene was, oh my god, that was something else. It was
Yeah,
pulled out like that. I was like, I haven't
Yeah.
seen that in the film. But then the opening of 3, that was like a jaw-dropping moment with that giant chainsaw.
Yes, yes.
That was something else. And kind of like how they like more of the backstory in there. What happened with the character, that he's gonna come back every night. So it didn't matter what the hell
just
had
hits the
happened.
respawn button.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, and that was really cool. I wasn't really expecting that with this franchise, what they were going to do, but yeah, technically he's more of a ghost kind of thing. So, but yet he's physical as well. Like so it's really an interesting kind of concept that they did with that. But,
Yes.
Well, I think maybe this is just because Kane Hodder was in the Friday the 13th series for a few movies, and I think he worked with the stunt coordinators before he actually got into the Jason outfit. But I wonder if maybe because they borrowed maybe a little bit from the Friday the 13th franchise, where Jason kind of rejuvenated at the end of every movie. Like, if he was dead, he came back.
yeah,
He no matter what happened to him, he would come back somehow. So I
Yeah.
wonder if maybe
Yeah.
that was an influence for this.
Well, with the first 3, my hat goes off to them because they are like abrupt endings, but they pick up exactly where they left off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually Mike actually mentioned that in the chat, and you mentioned it earlier, Vinny, that it seemed like they pick up right where they left off, and that is actually intentional. If you watch them without end credits or beginning credits, it is actually one long movie. That's purposeful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought-
love that.
Well, even the last one to a degree kind of picks up where the other ones left off, because it's sometime later.
Yeah.
It is, but it's not. It's not the same night. Like, the other
Yeah,
one
isn't it like
was-
10 years later or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Something
a
like that,
time
yeah.
jump. Yeah.
Which, that's the one thing that bothered me, is that they kept bringing back the Asian guy. I'm like, oh god.
I thought that was funny.
I
It
thought
was
that was
funny.
hilarious.
It
was
I was
funny
like,
at first.
when I seen the last one, I was like, oh god, this guy again.
Yeah,
it
by that last one, I'm like, just kill him already, please.
reminded me of Beer Fest when they bring back landfill, and nobody bats an eye at it.
Yeah.
Well, he was a different name, and they're like, yeah, we're just gonna call you landfill.
Well, that's the one thing I love in the third one, because it technically is the next day,
Mhm.
But that kid, the last one, who, like, you think he might make it, and he didn't. He's on the boat, and then he gets that final kill basically, and he was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
son of a
Yeah.
bitch!" On the
Yeah,
boat, like, that was funny. I was not expecting that in the third movie.
That was good writing, and he's like, "You gotta be effing kidding me."
Yeah.
That was funny.
great. That was great.
So you can't even tell me in Crowley, though, when you had that wannabe actor guy, when he jumps up and drop kicks him into that damn turbine, that wasn't hilarious.
That was pretty awesome.
That was a good kill.
It was a good kill.
Yeah,
There's a couple
that was awesome.
of really amazing kills in that one, but that movie I couldn't stand. It was a slog to get through for me.
Yeah,
I
I had a hard time with it as well.
Yeah, the backstory stuff was cool. I'm glad they
Mhm.
gave Kane Hodder a little bit more. They went darker with it, and that he wasn't such a great guy, the father. But but then he became one. It was like, yeah, he knows what he did wrong, and he would do anything for his kid, basically. But yeah, I don't know. The rest of that movie, like the whole thing with the plane and this kind of, they went to social media Hollywood shit with it, and that I'm like, you kind of losing me now completely, because like those first three felt more like a proper slasher film, and this was more like they try to do more of a modern day slasher thing with it, but it didn't make sense because the third movie to me wrapped it up how it ended.
I agree. It's like, okay, well, they resurrected him now, so how the hell are they supposed to kill him? Because wasn't it supposed to, you're supposed to end the curse when they use the ashes or whatever?
Yeah.
And that kind of was like, okay, well, now he's just unstoppable. Like, there's nothing to stop him now.
Real quick, I want to say, hey, King of the Squibs, thank you for being here.
Squibs,
right?
So,
Man.
Draven, did you have a favorite out of the four?
Probably 3 with all the SWAT guys and stuff.
Yeah.
Because he does the Predator style kill to that one guy, and he's in some other horror movie. I can't think of what. The macho SWAT dude.
The bald one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played Jason in the last movie.
Okay.
The remake one or whatever. Yeah. He's also Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mike says Victor Crowley, in his opinion, felt unneeded. The first 3 was a perfect trilogy. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
Yep.
Hey, I will agree that the way they brought him back was kind of goofy. They probably could have did that better. There could have been something where they were actually performing a real ritual to bring him back.
Yeah,
there could have been something like that. I mean, it could have been something a la, the Evil Dead type, way of bringing things back. Not saying using the Necronomicon, but I'm saying something in that vein where people actually just wanted to bring him back because they were like cultists.
Yeah, like because they kind of got into like, oh well, we read a curse on YouTube and stuff, and like that's cool, but why not show it or something? Like make it interesting.
And see, this was one of the things that I liked about that movie. It showed the absolute absurdity of some of these people on YouTube, where they think they're going to get every last piece of information they possibly can off YouTube and YouTube alone, and they take it as the Bible, and then they just don't even know what they're looking into.
Yeah. But the other thing with Victor Crowley, like if you bring him back like that, I think his appearance should have changed, or he should have looked more zombie-like, or you could have done something totally different. That was your opportunity to really like up the character visually, because now it's not attached really to the first 3 anymore. Like you could do something that's different, like again more demonic, something, because now it's not, because like the whole thing with the ashes and like his story's kind of wrapped up. But if you bring him back, you're taking his spirit that's now pulled from hell, or so something you could go way darker with it and make something even more vicious, but they went goofy and kind of stupid. Like
it wasn't already pretty vicious.
Well, I mean even more so, like visually. I'm saying for the character himself, like the kills he does is super vicious. I mean, come on, that chainsaw and get the 2 guys in the crotch. I was like, holy shit,
thing was awesome.
That was so good. Yeah, 1 through 3, man, that was such an awesome slasher series. Like it just hit on everything. And the tools that he used, like that enormous chainsaw and like dismembering, like that's really good horror.
Well, not only that, but think about the most inordinate object that you could ever think of for using in a horror movie, in a freaking belt sander. Like, how would that even be terrifying in any other aspect except the way he was using it?
That kill in the first one where he belt sands her lower jaw. And then she's crawling around like, and then the other dude tries to like come over, the Asian guy from the first one, and then he like rips, basically chops off his leg with the shovel, and then chops off his head, and then impales her, is like my favorite kill of that first movie.
These kills
so good.
Those are great. Well, how about the old couple? Like what he does to the
that was good too. That was
it was like,
jeez.
There was no chill.
Oh Jesus.
There was absolutely no chill. These are very well done. Well, I was reading on Bloody Disgusting because Draven had put that in the chat, and that's where we learned that Adam Green actually has 2 more movies planned out. That they said that. They said that Adam Green like took his inspiration from 80s slasher horror, so that's why those movies are so good.
Oh yeah,
and they're super camp, and I think that's like, I know Tommy likes the last one with them resurrecting, but that's like super like how it would have been in the 80s. Like that is exactly the kind of stupid shit that like the person would have done to like bring somebody back. So it makes sense.
Yeah, it would be something like that. That's true. That's probably
even right to the point where he kicks him into the damn turbine. That's 80s right there.
Yeah, that was awesome, and I love how like it. He couldn't shoot him. He kept like he missed basically, and then he's like
by like a mile.
Yeah.
That was a good scene. Actually, that was a really good scene.
It would have been better if he did drop kick him. I don't like that he just like he had to grab him and pull him into it. Like I'm like, he could have lived. There was no real reason for him to go out.
But it was kind of funny how he did, because he's like, I would have had your baby. He's like, what? And the way he booped her on the nose right before he
That guy's just funny. He's been in so many movies just playing like that kind of weird, goofy character.
Yeah, it's good. It's kind of like you can see that he's a little bit inspired by the Evil Dead series, Bruce Campbell, because it's got that like that humor involved, but it's got
that third what do they call that, third dimension type of humor, where it's almost like he's looking at the camera. It's like fourth wall. Yeah, because he's almost looking at the camera right before he says it to the person on screen. So
yes. Hey Bone, thanks for being here.
Speaking of Evil Dead, I would be cool if Bruce Campbell, like when they make the other 2, if Bruce Campbell was in one of them, because everyone has had like a big horror icon like in them.
I know, because Danielle Harris, she was in the Halloween movies. We had obviously Kane Hodder. He was awesome, like perfect choice for Victor Crowley, really.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, they did a great job. The opening of 4 though was just like so unnecessary with the whole proposal and the fucking boogers, and like why are they doing that? That's just
I know. Yeah, that was
from that moment I was like, yeah, this movie's gonna not be good.
Well, I was thinking, okay, this is gonna have more humor in it, and then it kind of like dropped the ball for a long time.
And then like getting out of the shower, it's like, all right, you didn't even have nudity in it, so it's like, come on, now you just
like there was he didn't really do much in that one either, like except like smash on the basically the plane crash is what killed most of the people, for the most part, and then like he just smashed on the plane most of it, except for like a few kills when they're trying to get out.
Yeah,
and then the one that drowned to death is like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah, that his seat went on or whatever, and
and then like nobody. There's like all those people, they couldn't all like, pull together and lift that thing.
Well,
off
that is exactly what a soy diet will do to you, Draven.
Hey, Sentinel, thanks for being here.
Speaking of soy, it's like, why was that Impractical Joker guy in there too? Like that made no sense. What he didn't do a bad job, but I'm like, but why is he in this? Like he's not an actor.
Is that what that guy that got his head or like scalped or whatever?
He was one of the Impractical Jokers, and the show's okay for what it is. I mean, they did some funny stuff, but like, I don't want to see Brian Quinn in a freaking horror movie. What the? Yeah, I'm from Long Island. Yeah, we know you're from Long Island. We can hear it.
The director's cameoed in like the beginning of all of them too, if I'm not mistaken. The guy that's like throwing up and stuff. I think that's the director.
I was really, because I was wondering what is with them showing this.
Yeah, it's weird.
I had to look away because, like, it's so funny. I have no problem watching people get chainsawed or dismembered, but like
bodily,
someone vomit, it's like I have to turn my head.
Yeah. Like that, and I tell you, like the snot moment, I'm like, what the why?
Just remember, it's not the vomit that gets you; it's the drive heaves afterwards.
Oh yeah,
that too, and that kind of little bit of spittle. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say, the director's wife was in the third one.
Oh, so they pulled the Rob Zombie.
Something like
Rob Zombie. She would have been in every single one.
Yeah, she would have been the star. She would have been the star.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, she was the hot military chick when they locked themselves in the boat.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, that was his wife. I'm like, how did he pull her? And geez, good for him.
The kill where having sex with that chick too was really good too. Chops off his head, and then because he's like,
oh yeah,
that shit was funny too.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a cheater.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a good scene, and watching it, I was like, "Oh man!" As soon as we do this review, there's going to be hatchet wound jokes like forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised you guys have not done that.
You mean gash?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be respectful here. That's why we just have Batman banging away in She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these kills were just awesome, so good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bone said he hasn't seen it yet. This is another one, Bone. You took our recommendation on Voices. If you like slashers, we definitely recommend Hatchet 1, 2, and 3. And then there's Victor Crowley, which is the 4th movie. Honestly, you could take that or leave it, but it is part of the franchise.
Well, I've got an axe to grind with that one. I liked it.
But you know what? I mean, with as disfigured as Victor Crowley is, you know, there's someone who's uglier than him. Gash, man.
Yes.
I'm more deformed. But back to you, folks.
Yeah, they definitely could have used him as Victor Crowley, that's for sure.
Or stunt double. Oh shit.
So yeah, I would say out of the 3, because definitely Victor Crowley is not one of my favorites. I would say probably it's kind of a tie between 2 and 3 for me.
Yeah.
Was it just me? Was it just me, or did one seem to really like it? It was like a slow plod to get into it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
It was. That's a little bit of you know. It was hard to get into, but like once you're kind of there, and like by the end of it, like, oh, all right, yeah, I can watch the next one. And yeah, I'm happy that 2 and 3, like that was I think the best writing in there. Best acting, like everything kind of it worked, and even those kind of silly moments where you're like, "Oh, why would that character do that?" Like they answered it in the movie, so like that kind of worked too, or something that it's stuck out like a sore thumb. It's like obviously, like, why would they have like that doesn't make any sense, and then like, well, yeah, we did it because
3 with her getting sprayed down in the shower that makes that movie. The chef's kiss.
Well, that in the opening when he's got her in the air like that, and she like pushes off, and like he falls back onto the she gets split in half like that. I was like, holy shit, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, but again, that Tony Todd moment, when he kind of like inside out, like that was incredible. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, what's up, Coyle?
Hey, Coyle, nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Oh,
Mike says that the acting was great, and Q with his wife drowning scene. Oh, on Bloody Disgusting, he actually talks about that scene, and that was hard for him to do because they struggled. Like he wanted to have kids and stuff, and that scene was hard for him to do.
Well, you know what? I think that's one of the moments in that movie where it's not really comical. So that really, when you think about like a horror situation for somebody, like that is right there with like the worst things that like a lot of people could think of happening. Like, you know, it's not even a situation where somebody's trying to kill you. You're trapped and you're just going to drown. And especially with the idea of a kid in her belly, like,
yeah. That's what bothered me too about that. I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
I just thought the whole thing, like, just have her go out a different way, like have her like get saved from the thing, like think she's gonna drown, get saved by everybody, and then like maybe immediately after that get killed by what Crowley or whatever.
I know.
Because then it would have been like this bittersweet kind of thing. It's like,
well, I don't know, because then you kind of hold it against Crowley because now he's a kitty killer. So this way, it kind of like, yeah, she dies because of the curse of Victor Crowley, but not directly.
I'll tell you one thing though, I would have preferred Quinn and his wife survive, and they take out the Asian for good this time. I would have been
he's going to be in the next movie, and then his cousin is going to come looking for him, and it's going to be the same actor again,
which will be hilarious.
But wait, doesn't he survive this one? Didn't he survive the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be his cousin. It's still him.
Him and the other girl survived, didn't they?
Yeah. Because the one guy he saved them both by grabbing Crowley.
Yeah, but I'm saying Victor Crowley can take him out in the beginning, like, you know, like that post movie kill that they seem to have in every one of these. He gets him, and then the cousin comes throughout the rest of the movie looking to find out what happened to him. There we go. Boom.
Or just keep it going. For another completely different character, like they say. Oh, we all look the same, huh? Racist.
Yeah, I could see that. I could actually see them writing that into there. Yeah, but now you've got a situation, like, now you have to keep letting them survive, because now you've got a final girl and a final boy. So I think, is this the first movie, like set of movies with a final boy? Because that's kind of cool.
I think it is. But hey, you know what, Danielle Harris? I mean that.
No, Tommy Jarvis.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
true.
But yeah, I just think it's funny. Like he survived. I could see like the opening of the next movie, everybody like turning on him, because how does he keep surviving? He must be the actual killer.
Well, yeah, they kept saying that pretty much throughout that movie. It's like, oh, it's him. He was there, of course. That's why everyone died.
Yeah. Hey, Frankie, thanks for showing up.
Hey, Frank.
Honk honk.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, these movies are so fun to watch.
They were. But like the lore that they did with 2 and 3 is, I mean, like it worked. I like the whole thing of the people who were there originally, who did the prank, and like they have to be taken out as well, or like that whole thing was pretty cool how they kind of messed around with that. And what's his name from the Rob Zombie movie? What's that actor's name?
Which one?
The Captain Spaulding guy.
Oh yeah. I forgot he was in it.
Sid Haig.
Sid Haig, yeah.
He was
his scene was,
or whatever.
Yeah, his scene was so
great. He was the one with the ashes.
Yeah, that scene was amazing. He was funny as hell in that, and that cop was like, I'm done. Raises piece of shit. That was so funny.
Hey, Soul Assassin, thanks for being here. And Mike brings up a good point. He's nervous about Hatchet 5 because Kane is getting older and older. How long can he keep doing this character for? Yeah, that's a good point.
I think as long as Kane is interested in doing it, he will stay in shape to continue doing it.
Yeah, that's a good point, because he gets into these scenes. He likes this, like this is his forte.
Yeah, but
it's kind of,
what is he like? He's got to be 70.
He is 67.
Oh, almost. Wow.
All right.
Now, so see, if somebody asked me that question, I would have said no. He's like about 80.
So was he on? Hold on.
Well, those burns. I mean.
He's immortal.
So here on his movie thing, it just says Hatchet and then Victor Crowley. It doesn't say the other two Hatchet. So maybe he wasn't.
He was in all of them.
Yeah, he was definitely. Yeah, he was. Victor Crowley in all the movies.
Yeah. I thought the last one that maybe it was going to be somebody else, but yeah, no, it was him.
Yeah, I was surprised at that.
The IMDb or whatever, or the thing when you Google isn't showing them. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah.
Let me check IMDb.
What's up, Soul Assassin?
Mm-hmm.
What up?
What is 80 in guinea pig years?
Very, very old.
No doubt.
Yeah, he's so 67. He can still do it, but they better make it fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the way they film most of these movies, they film a lot of them, I think, almost back to back, don't they?
Oh yeah, I guess he was.
I don't really know. Like, it seemed like the first three were definitely back to back, but I don't know how much time. I forgot to look at what year Victor Crowley came out. And then I think that
Let's see here. I got it pulled up.
Hatchet 5, it'll be
2017 was Victor Crowley.
Okay, 17. Okay, so yeah, it's
and Hatchet 3 was 2013.
Oh, okay. 4 years. So
Hatchet 2 was 2010, and then Hatchet was 06.
Oh wow. Yeah, they were not filmed back to back at all.
Well, they might have been filmed back to back. They just might not have gotten.
Well, 2 and 3 maybe, but
yeah, 2 and 3 might have been filmed back.
Others.
They just didn't get released back to back. If that makes sense.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, I think this is now the longest stretch between Hatchet movies.
Mm-hmm.
But
sure.
yeah, I mean, Kane Hodder's got at least one good one left in him if they do it soon. I would say a couple because, well, look at Robert Englund. I mean,
yeah, how old is he?
80.
Is he?
I don't think so.
I don't know. That's my.
It seems like it. Yeah, it seems like it.
I could have got to meet him, and the line was so fucking big, I couldn't. 75. He's younger than I thought.
He looks great for his age, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, when I met him a few years ago, like I told you, he was
pretty
to wasted,
hurry up,
but he was kind of all over the place. Like he has so much energy.
Mm-hmm. They need to hurry up and figure out what they're doing with Nightmare on Elm Street too. Like I know. People, they keep saying, "Oh, he wants to do one more. He wants to do one more," and then, okay, well, he's not getting any younger.
Yeah, do it already.
Hey, Liam, good to see you.
Hey, Liam.
Thanks for coming by.
We're talking about Hatchet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're talking about them doing more sequels and where they could possibly go. And you always sit there and wonder, will this be the time where maybe they talk to some of these other studios and they have some kind of crossover to, send Victor off into the sunset with an extravaganza? Like you're talking about bringing in Ash. Like why not finally have another movie where you could bring in somebody like Jason or bring in Myers. Mm-hmm. I doubt. I don't know if that shitbag who owns it would allow it to have, but the possibilities of being able to bring in other characters, even bringing in the Jeeper Creeper, bringing in the Creeper, like something different, something to really send this character off into the sunset. If that's what they plan to do with the last two movies, I think that would be astounding, and that's the type of thing that would actually put butts into the horror seats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
these places need to lose their ego and just let it happen, and then like it'll bring eyes to all the franchise. Like it's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you could even have it like there doesn't have to be one definitive winner either. Like you can leave it ambiguous if you want.
Yeah, you know what you could do? Yeah. You could, if they wanted to be smart about it, they could release the movie 3 different versions.
Oh, that's a good point.
So you could have a different version, different version. If you go to see it 3 different times, you have the possibility of seeing 3 different versions of the movie.
Yeah, like a different ending or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I love that. That's
that
awesome.
Would be awesome. Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Mike says on Adam Green's podcast, they talked with Damien Leone and they joked or maybe teased, Art the Clown versus Victor Crowley. That would be something. Wow, the bloodbath.
Pretty cool.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Bone. Yeah. Oh, I watched that and it was so terrible.
I haven't seen it yet.
Terrible. I seen it on Hulu against my better judgment. And if there's a movie I would suggest not watching, that is right up there with Pickaxe. Pickaxe was absolutely horrendous. I cannot state that enough. Don't watch that terrible wannabe horror movie.
Yeah, I agree.
The first two Jeepers Creepers are the only ones that matter. After that, they were just bad.
I don't
Jason
know.
versus
that director's
Michael.
Somebody did a fanfic of that, Jason versus Michael, and that was
Mm-hmm.
done very well.
Yep. Yeah, I love the horror fandom because we have like the best ideas for movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't take much. Just have two crazies fight each other.
I know. We always want to team them up.
Yep.
I love that. Yeah, I agree. Yep, Jeepers 2 is very good.
I always look at Jeepers Creepers 2 as the first movie because that's technically what they wanted to do for the first movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I look as one as the sequel.
Oh, yeah, that would be ideal, taking place in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that because no cell phones, none of that modern stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, really? It was that bad, huh?
It was horrible. Horrible. They have a whole cult for the creeper.
Wow.
It's so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
They filmed the outdoor scenes on green screen. Oh,
and once
man.
again, here you're talking about using a cult and using it correctly. They did not use it correctly in that movie. It was so poorly done.
All that guy had to do was go into his real life weirdo shit because the guy's we'll just say he's like a visitor of a certain island type of person. That's a franchise I'm not getting into. I think I saw the first one and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good after that, really. First one is my favorite of them, but
yeah, I don't want to support those type of people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, I just didn't, like modern, like, I don't know, getting into like brand new, like movies of old franchises. I always get like trepidation from it.
Yeah.
Because I'm always thinking, oh no, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna get wrong or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Liam, absolutely right. Yeah, no reason to beat around the bush, and they don't either because when they're that young, they don't have a bush.
Oh
God damn!
Jesus,
was that too far?
Not
was that
okay?
Too far?
Yeah, that was a little too far.
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
We need that. Not okay.
There's a line, and you just crossed it.
He didn't just cross it. That line was on another building, another part of Gotham, and
I didn't just cross it. I didn't cross it. I stepped all over it. I smashed it into the ground, and I drug it about 30, 40 feet.
Yep.
Soul Assassin says, "Got to give it to the horror community. They can smell and call out the woke crap before it infests the genre." Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I've noticed that as well.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, do you guys have any other thoughts on the movies, or should we wrap up?
Just that I really like the kills in this, and I wish I could show gifs of some of the kills, but it's just too much. But they're on Tubi, so definitely go watch it.
Well, even some of the simple kills where he just stomps their head in, which seemed to be one of his favorite throughout the entire franchise.
Yep.
Well,
yes.
I mean, I'll say a few more things about it for sure. I mean, all right, so if we're gonna do a breakdown of them, the first one, again, it's a little rough getting into it. You could tell it feels a little more amateur like from the kind of opening and stuff, and the characters, some of them might be really annoying. I liked a few of them in there. I did enjoy that one of the Murray brothers was there, not Bill Murray, but his younger brother. He's in a bunch of stuff. He's like that kind of
fat guy from the first one.
Yeah, he's a sleazebag that's filming the girls. like there's a couple of good stuff in there, and then like the main kid that they're kind of following, like they make it look like he's gonna be a survivor, and thank God he wasn't. But yeah, it's like it's kind of bumpy how they did it. The black kid was good in it; he was pretty funny. But then yeah, like towards the middle, towards the end, it's like okay, yeah, it's more solid, and the way that it ends, it's that abrupt ending, and yeah, you do kind of want more as soon as you see that. And then yeah, 2, they kind of give you more lore and backstory, and then like the girl, she wants to go back, she wants to make him suffer, she wants to take him out, kind of thing, and you know they trick a few other people to go over there, and you'll find out why, and that was pretty neat. And some of the people who don't believe it at all, then the ones who kind of do, they're there for the money, because they were hired to stop him or to take his head. And then like 3 wraps it all up. But again, there's so many great moments in there, so many great kills.
The guy with the rocket launcher that is like, you guys are crazy, because he's like, they kind of broke the fourth wall with him, where he's like, you know, you guys are all gonna die, like, you know, we gotta get, you know, bring all this stuff, because he knew the lore and stuff. And then he just gets his ass beat after he misfires the rocket launcher.
Well, even that moment, like when they're all kind of shooting inside his kind of like shed home thing, whatever, and then like one gets kind of close, like they kept it pitch black, and then he just grabs one and pulls them in, and they're unloading again. Like there were some really cool moments and kind of unexpected stuff. Some of those kills were over the top, like I've never seen before. I think they were better than a lot of your favorite slasher movies. Some of them were really great and grotesque. That 4th one, Draven was bringing it up, that there one girl, she gets her arm ripped off, and she's holding her cell phone, and he sticks the whole arm up her.
Yeah, the girl from Sleepaway Camp.
Yes.
And then it comes out her mouth.
Yep.
Like that was holy wow. That was
phone and all too, because the phone was attached to her hand.
Yeah. And she stayed like clutched onto it.
Yeah, like they can, like somebody had said about the 80s, because of no phones, they can still do something current, because this is like current day, and they had phones, but like the cell service was so shit there that like it didn't matter. Like
and I've noticed that in a couple of movies I watched, and I can't remember what they are now though, but it's set in modern times, and no one's using any cell phones, and I love that. Like I hope that becomes a thing, you know, like where we're not really seeing cell phones used in movies anymore, because I feel like it kind of, I don't know, it just feels too modern, I guess, to me. And I guess I just kind of like I like the older feel, where, you know, it wasn't so easy to just get on your phone.
Yep.
But Mike says, yeah, Jeepers Creepers is a tough franchise, because the first 2 are great, and he's happy that Victor Salva is no more. But he feels like it can't be too hard to make a good Jeepers movie. Yeah, you would think so. It's like
but they still managed to screw up the last one anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
2, though, because isn't there 4?
I don't know. I only remember seeing that last one on Hulu, and I was like, bleh.
Yeah, there's Jeepers Creepers 3, which was in 2017, and then the new one, which was last year. And 3 was, I seen bits and pieces of that. That was shit too.
There was something else. I don't know if you guys had noticed. There was something else to Victor Crowley and his personality. Did you notice the vindictive side of Victor? Because when she came back looking for her brother and father's remains, they were gone, and he's like snickering at her.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely not a mindless, like just like a mindless, I don't know, zombie. There's definitely something there with him.
Oh yeah. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, there isn't a mindless like with Jason, he's like a vengeance machine.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, this is awesome. Liam says cell phones are the whole reason why I made the Xenoverse an alternative technology evolution. I didn't want a world where people could just call for help or Google monsters. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was saying the same thing with Through the Woods. When I first wrote that story, I kind of purposely did it in a way where it could have been. It could have taken place like in the 90s or early 2000s, but like I didn't really want that in there. Neither did Frankie, and it's like let's keep it a little more kind of claustrophobic in a way as well, because like you said, if you have a phone, you can call for help or find other information that way. But so cell phones kind of ruin stuff, and
because it takes out the fun if you could just go on YouTube and find out how to kill Victor Crowley.
Yeah, exactly.
Through the Woods is really good. I really want to see more of that.
Thanks,
that world.
Yeah.
Hey, Gap, thanks for being here. Yeah. Frankie and Vinnie, for anybody tuning in that doesn't know, they wrote a comic book which is very awesome, and it's kind of, I would say it's horror based, and it's called Through the Woods. And if you stay till the end, Vinnie will tell you where to get it. He writes comic books, and they are really great.
Thank you.
So,
yeah, and that's part of it, because it is our love for this type of stuff as well, and telling good stories, things that are entertaining, and like Draven said, I mean, these characters, no one said they're officially done. There might be something in the works, but it's we got time to play around with that stuff, and Frankie came up with a really cool concept. But what we did with that original 3-issue miniseries, again, it's something that has suspense. You have some horror moments in there. It is sort of more ghost based, but that's part of it. It's that journey. It's that backstory stuff, and then ultimately like that third book or the third act of the hardcover book. It's like, holy shit, and you get great closure in that for a couple of the characters. But yeah, it's powerful. It's good stuff. We have people actually message and comment about how they did get emotionally invested in the characters, and that's pretty damn cool.
Yes.
So that's when we break these things down, we talk about the movies and shows and stuff that we love. It's we're giving a little more to it, because we are fans of all this stuff, and I think this is it's a lot of fun. I love talking about these movies, and this stream's kick-ass. Tell all your friends about it. Grab the link, get it out there. Tell everybody.
Yes. Thanksgiving dinner. Tell all your family and friends about it. Thank you. Gaff is dropping all of our links in the chat. I really
drop them like they're hot. Drop them like a hot.
Awesome. Nice. I made the right decision modding him.
Trina, can I show something that's Victor Crowley related now?
Of course.
Okay, so obviously this franchise was good enough that it actually got made in plastic. Trina had an excellent review up for the NECA figure, which I had never seen before, but I did pick up this one before, and I really did enjoy this one. It's simple, it's goofy, but it's Victor Crowley. Damn. We're taking a look at Toonie Terrors. So we got the Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, and from Hatchet, we now have Victor Crowley. It was important to have these two together because the same actor who played Jason in 3 of the movies also plays Victor Crowley, and that would be Kane Hodder.
Nice.
I love a lot of those Toonie Terror figures are so well done, and some of them are horrible. Like, I don't know if you'd seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one, but Bubba, that one looks horrendously bad.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
Hey, Mike. Take care of the kids, and thank you so much for stopping by and taking part in the chat. I really appreciate you being here. Have a great night.
Take care.
Take care.
Be good. But I'm sorry.
I was just reading Soul Assassin. He says NECA needs to get better ads for their figures.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
And I've heard people talk, and we've gone over this before about like Retro Blasting and a few other channels where they've had apparently nightmare scenarios with NECA. As far as I know, I've never had this problem. I don't think you have either, Trina, and I don't think Vinny has ever mentioned it, but I have never had one where the arm is just broken off or the leg is just broken off. I've had some of the accessories where they were pretty shitty on the NECA figures. But, you know, overall, I'm looking at the figure overall. Is the figure itself posable? Is everything where it should be? Did it come with all its accessories unbroken? That's where I'm judging most of this on. Sure, the extra accessories like on the Predator with that freaking shoulder-mounted plasma gun, that cannon should be able to be more posable than it was on mine. It was horrendously bad. And there was like one other small issue with it, but overall the figure was still amazing. And every figure I've gotten for them, other than the damn leg problem, which what figure was it that I reviewed? Was it the oh god, what
with the one
was
leg,
it? The
one
turtle? It was the turtle figure? Yeah, it was the turtle figure. Both legs were the exact same length. And I was like, it's almost like a thank God moment for NECA that you got both legs the same length. But I mean, other than those small issues, like the figures themselves are still pretty solid considering they listed them as what do they list them as, like I forget what the wording is, but basically they're, you know, throwaway, you know.
Oh yeah. Disposable toys.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the leg issue, that's China with the how they put the articulation in. They're the ones who are really responsible for that. And if the figure is sculpted in a fixed pose and then they have to cut into it and then put the joints. So that's usually where that comes from. But that Ronin, that last one that you got with the full gear on, I was like, oh my god. Trina said it too. It's like the legs, they're flush finally.
But Gap After Dark says that we will all be proud of him because he hasn't bought any McFarlane or Hasbro anything, and they can go screw themselves.
We kind of hit our breaking point with these people too. The last one I got, I did get Shazam because I enjoyed that the first movie, and it's the only time I'm going to see those characters together is The Rock's Black Adam and and Shazam. I'm like, holy shit! But
I will say
I'm sorry.
I will say if I find the Wonder Woman figure that I want, I would definitely get that. And I think that they're putting out they're kind of like reissuing it for the Shazam movie.
I seen that one. The Fury of the Gods. They've got a Fury of the Gods Wonder Woman.
Did they fix the legs yet?
Oh, there's a problem with the legs.
Oh my god, they're gigantic and they have no shape to them. Like they're really, really bad. I see it in stores and I'm like, I can't. This just looks terrible. The outfit looked good and the face is pretty good, but like her limbs look so cheap and shitty. It's like
that's because Todd was like, make her legs look like a can of tuna.
She got long legs. She's a supermodel. Make her legs real long. I got a book called Spawn. That's how Todd talks. Like he's.
I noticed that, Soul Assassin. I saw that online. People were really mad about that.
Well, they should be. I mean, because that should be a surprise in the movie, not, you know, a selling feature right off the bat.
Yeah.
They keep doing that shit though, like with the toys. It's like
they can't
and then they used to wait until the movie was out to release like the
I think here's the thing. I think that he pulled the trigger anyway because they didn't know if she was going to be cut from the movie. Because when they got rid of the Snyderverse, so I know they said Superman's cameo might be cut from. He filmed 2 for, I believe, this movie and for Aquaman. And there might be a rumor about the Flash as well, but they said they're already clipping out Cavill, so they didn't know if they were going to have Wonder Woman still in these or not. But it's irrelevant. Like there is no point to it. It's like if you like the first Shazam movie and you want to see one more, sure, go for it. But it's not going anywhere. They're not using the character anymore. The actors are gone. It's a pointless. It's a dead franchise.
These last couple movies all basically lead into Flashpoint Paradox, and then after that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's shitty version of Flashpoint Paradox. Man, what a damn shame! They just ruined everything.
I know.
It's gonna go to
at least we have the animated Flashpoint Paradox. So.
Yes, and that was great. See, that one had everyone in there, and you had the proper story. You know, It was Superman that was locked up, and when he finally got to the sun, then he got all his powers back. And, and they used them. But Wonder Woman fighting Aquaman in that cartoon was incredible.
Oh yeah, it was.
The shit that happened in there, it's like something you would not expect. It was brutal. That movie was
even had
else.
SWAT in that too.
Yeah. But and then the ending, like you had so much that happened in there, and then like when kind of they set things right, you had Flash giving that gift to Batman, and it's the first time you see Batman have a real emotion. I was like, that was great, and that was Kevin Conroy as well. So if you want one more really great performance, if you love the animated series, go watch that. You're gonna be happy that you did.
Gap is dropping some links to one is the Pope's Exorcist trailer.
Yes.
Definitely want to see that movie. That looks awesome. And he says, I believe that's supposed to say Exorcist 2023 trailer. I actually hadn't heard about this.
Oh, I haven't either. I only saw the Pope's Exorcist. That looked incredible. Frankie told me about it, and I'm like, wow, that's what we're talking about. Give us some good shit again.
Yeah, there is a.
Bone is feeling a little trepidatious about it. Why would they think they could make a movie better than the original version? Oh, for real.
Oh, it's not even that they think that they can make a better version, but they feel like they have to remake it for a more modern audience. That has always been their excuse for doing this shit.
Yeah. It would be one thing if they were just like updating it, like, making a new movie so that it looks, more polished because it's now instead of like 40 years ago or whatever. But that's not what they're doing. It's not like. There was one movie that was remade perfectly, and I can't remember. I keep forgetting if it's either Children of the Damned or Village of the Damned, but it's a side-by-side perfect remake. And
you know what? I don't even think 90% of these remakes are even necessary because they were actually for a while that they were through these movies and they were updating the movies themselves. So they were taking these old ass films and they were like, running them through the cycles and making them like 4K or whatever they were upgrading them to. And they've taken some of those older movies. Like if you look at the original version of Gone with the Wind, for example, and what they did to that film to actually update it to make it look a little bit more presentable in our times, that movie is still absolutely perfect the way it is. And it doesn't ever need to be redone. Not that they ever will because they're so highly offended over that movie, but it doesn't need to be redone. And I think a lot of these movies, if they were just to take the time and just update everything about, the way it was filmed, like, just the film reels themselves. If they were to just update these and clean them up, they would be so presentable again that they would be able to re-release them. How George Lucas did the same thing with the original Star Wars movies. Granted, he added extra shit in them, but before he did that, he had actually had them polished up and re-released.
That's it. And now we're gonna pivot because Trina loves Star Wars so much. We're gonna talk about all of them now.
No, bringing it back.
And then all of a sudden she hits the outro and we're gone.
See, that's why I didn't even bring Hans Cock on because she's like, no. She banned him.
So it looks like they already, I'm assuming, given today's day and age, they race swapped the Reagan or whatever.
Hello, George.
George Lucas, I need to have a word with you. Yeah. Oh, Frankie knows. He says he saw an interview with the real priest Crow portrays people having a real elevation, speaking dead languages, body contortions, incredible strength, scary stuff. Wow. Yeah, I can imagine. Wow, that's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to the Pope's Exorcist. That's going to be.
I gotta watch the trailer for that.
Yeah. It's going to be a great movie, I think.
Absolutely. Between that and Sisu, I'm like, all right, we got some good films coming out.
But John Wick.
Yeah.
John Wick 4.
4, yep. I'm not as excited to see 4. I will see it because I like the John Wick franchise. But to be honest, 3 I wasn't too crazy about. And yeah, I know a lot of people do.
So good.
Whatever happened to those Puppet Master movies that they were working on? They were supposed to have some more standalones. Like I know they were supposed to have one on Blade.
Shudder do one?
I know that there were a couple more made, and I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, I think there was a Blade one. Yeah, we got to do those too. We got to do those because Drew wants to do those.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, there are. There tons.
I wish they would release more figures. Where is my Leech figure, NECA?
I know. Isn't that weird? Why didn't they do more? They only did 4 of the figures.
Dude, I want Leech. I want the what the hell is the gunslinger? 6-arm?
6 shooter.
6-shooter. Yeah, I want him.
Yeah, me too. I like him. He's funny with his laugh. Yeah,
I want those
we should
Universal
definitely.
monsters. I'm still missing Dracula and Invisible Man. Damn it!
I know.
There's even a crossover with Demonic Toys with Puppet Master as well.
It wasn't good.
No.
Well, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. What is this? Have we watched the REC movies? No, I don't think so. I don't think I saw them.
What movies are those?
Those are record movies. I know what he's talking about.
They're in Spanish.
I've never seen them.
There was a Western remake called Quarantine. I did see a movie called Quarantine.
Yeah, I did too.
I'll look into that, Bone.
Are we gonna do like Train to Busan? Because that was damn good.
I heard good things about that. Yeah, we'll have to. Next week is going to be Frankenhooker because Drew's going to be joining us, and that was his pick. After that, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do because at some point, I definitely want to do the Puppet Master movies because love those.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's so many more movies that we're going to do, and this isn't on a time limit. So
here's an order list too. Of Puppet Master movies. I'll put it in the private.
Oh, yeah. I think I got one of those lists. Thank you for putting that there. Okay. He says if you watched Quarantine, you watched REC. Okay. I didn't watch Quarantine, but I did see the title card for it.
Dude, there's 15 movies in that franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, it might take a couple months for us to do those. We'll have to wait. Like we'll have to
just do them in batches.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That stinking patches.
That covers like all of the movies, like the crossovers and 2. But there's just a Puppet Master list, and that's
Dog Soldiers was really good.
13 movies. And then there was a crossover with the Demonic Toys, and then there's apparently a reboot Puppet Master that the Littlest Reich is.
Oh yeah, they got into the Reich stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dog Soldiers, isn't that the werewolf movie, and it's inside that house? That was damn good. British film.
Yeah. Mike is also endorsing Dog Soldiers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that was good.
Since I won't be here next week, Frankenhooker is amazing.
It is.
It's one of my favorite movies. I remember watching it as a kid. And as a kid, as an adult, the only thing that really stood out before I saw it again was the wife dying from a freak lawnmower accident.
Yes.
But yeah. But
I don't know why, but as a little kid, I picture a young Draven sitting there watching that. What was that one with the monster cartoon that they had out?
Mm-hmm.
Where it had like Dracula and Frankenstein, the Wolfman. It was all cartoon done.
Oh, in the 80s?
Oh, I don't know.
What was that?
Monster Squad or something?
Monster Squad?
No.
Yeah.
Monster Squad was that movie.
Monster Squad was the movie, yeah.
Yeah,
I forget. Oh, God damn, I forget
Frankie
what it's called.
Should know that one if he's still...
Well, Stig and I had this conversation, and we were going back and forth over it for a while, and then somehow I remembered what it was and brought it up. And he said, yeah, that's it. But I don't know. I can picture him watching that.
Yeah, wasn't there?
see.
I used to
Yeah,
watch
wasn't there-
Real Monsters back in the day.
Well, yeah, didn't they have the Wolfman character had like he had like a buggy or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Was it
think
like
that
Monster Mash, maybe? Oh, Groovy Ghoulies.
Yeah, that's it.
They're a good ska group.
Yep.
Well, there was two. There's one called Monster Mash, and there's one called Groovy Ghoulies.
Oh, there was actually the
Dracula.
Tomb of Dracula cartoon as well in the 80s.
Frankie knows is saying Drac Pack.
Groovy Ghoulies, that's the one that I remember.
Yeah, they were good. I don't know if anybody likes ska on this panel, but they're a good ska band.
Okay.
Count Duckula was good too.
Yeah,
I
that
knew
was
it.
fun. Of course.
Well, I'm sorry you won't be here to review Frankenhooker with us next week, Draven.
It's okay.
That stinks.
Freaking
I love to have people, on that are really into the movie because it really makes it a good stream.
If I was coming off of nights going like this weekend, I'd be able to make it, but I'm coming off of a day shift going into night, so I have to go in. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah. I go in Wednesday night.
Okay. Well, if anything changes, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. Well, okay. So, does anybody want to say anything else about the Hatchet movies?
The nurse that Kane Hodder gets to bang was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
his acting performance when he played the father was really fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. He was also Thomas Crowley as well.
Yeah, that's what I meant when he played the father.
Yeah, he's acting. He's got good acting chops. Like we really only see him as like a monster killer, but he actually is a good actor.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah,
that's good stuff.
Yeah, I thought the way that they did the curse on Victor Crowley as a fetus, that I thought that was a really good origin story for how Victor Crowley ends up the way he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good add-on that they put there. I agree 100%. That's the one thing I'll definitely give the Victor Crowley movie, that they added that extra bit because it makes more sense and having more grotesque, and it adds to the lore too, that not just what happened to him, that accident and all that from the stupid prank, but that there's more supernatural stuff at work there. Yeah, for sure. I definitely say that. Yeah, that was messed up though in the end.
And it made it so tragic that like he's the one that killed his own kid, Thomas Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
But he was trying to save him. Yeah. It was like even though the curse was put on Victor Crowley as a fetus, it was the father that actually bore the curse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was really very good writing for just a slasher movie, really.
Yeah, and that Victor didn't pop up until his father did pass away.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty interesting how they did all that.
Yeah. Very, very good series. I definitely endorse it. And Bone, if you're still watching or listening, if you're, on the fence about it, I say give it a try. It's still free to watch on Tubi. All right, so I think this was a good stream, and we will go around the panel and tell everybody where to find you. Let's start with Draven. What you got going on, and where can they find you?
Okay, so after here, I'm going to be over on this or Holy Shit News. I always mess that up. Holy Shit News, and then after that, we're going to be watching tonight's episode of Dynamite over on my channel. And then this coming Sunday, we'll be watching the pay-per-view for AEW. Basically, this week is going to be chock full of wrestling. So tonight we have Dynamite. Tomorrow, probably after Tommy and Vinny's stream, we'll be doing the ROH's first TV thing on their like network thing. And then Friday we'll have Rampage, and then Sunday we'll have the pay-per-view. So
I told you, calm down. You don't have to have a Rampage all the time. Stop taking those steroids.
So we got a week full of wrestling for you. So yeah, and thanks for having me. Always fun talking about these horror movies, even one like some of the more obscure ones. And it's nice because some of these I haven't seen, and getting to watch them is always a treat.
Well, I'm very happy to have you. Thanks so much for being here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll put everybody's links to their channels down in the description. So if anybody who's watching and wants to follow these guys and check out what they got going on, you'll be able to find them. Okay, Vinny, you are up.
Yeah, these are my books. So if you want to get some good stuff out there, we got Shadow of the Kraken. We have Through the Woods, City of Venus. There's some spooky stuff in a couple of books. Very cool stuff as well. If you guys love the quality again of cover work that's like this, every single page looks this good. It's just how I've been working. I want to make sure people are really invested and pulled into these worlds. When you open up one of my books, again, it feels very cinematic, like you're pulled into a movie. That's kind of the direction I go in with all the stuff that I do. So it's not just your regular Marvel, DC type of stuff. It's something I think I'm raising the bar. At least that's what I'm trying to do with these. So if you want excellent stories, they all ship right now. I also have art books that are attached to the City of Venus campaign, and those are 52 pages each. Full images of your favorite characters from anywhere from video games to comics to movies and TV. I got a lot of stuff in those. So take a look at the campaigns. You could find them on Vinnie Art on Twitter. I have a YouTube channel where we have a lot of fun over there. We continue a lot of kind of crazy conversations, and we jump all over the place. Some parody type bits, the whole Hans cock and Indiana Jones cock. We have some fun over there. It's a good time, and I did hit a milestone. I have 250,000 views on my channel now, which is awesome.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And then YouTube said I guess they're pushing my stuff more. So if you want to see some cool stuff, I also do a bunch of toy reviews. Former lead designer McFarlane Toys, so I have some background in all that, and I'm a huge collector. So we cut back a lot recently, but for multiple reasons. These things are too goddamn expensive. But if you want to have a good time, head over there. Trina, thank you so much for tonight, and everyone out there in the chat. Remember, hit like and subscribe over here, and grab all those links that Gap's throwing out there. Go to them. Check out everyone's stuff. Lots of great people creating a whole bunch of awesome stuff and having incredible live streams. So all the support is always appreciated. Thank you so much.
Yes, and thank you for being here. It's always awesome to have you on.
Hell yeah,
and
it's great to be here.
Oh, I'm glad you feel that way.
Truly.
All right, Tommy, you're up.
It's just a shame that your guinea pig had to be a homicidal maniac like Jack Frost.
That's right, homicidal maniac. That's who I am. Now, guys, still having fun doing the BattleBots. We ran our first BattleBot live video on Monday, which actually went a lot better than I assumed it would, because I had no clue how I was going to do it. But we had a lot of fun. We named a new bot, and I have another bot that's going to be coming soon that I'm going to ask everybody who watches the BattleBot stuff to name that one as well. Probably not going to have a list of 4 names. It'll probably just be 2 to make the decision a little bit easier. But of course, putting up toy reviews. We just did the TMNT Leo in Disguise from the 1990 movie that Playmates did. And other than some really loose joints on this damn thing, the figure itself was really nice. It really looked good. It actually posed fairly well, even with loose joints. So if you want to stop by and check that out, it's a short on the channel. And of course, the guinea pigs taking part in every every single chance that they could be part of a video as well. Guys, we appreciate you stopping by and supporting the pigs. If we can only find a way to feed all these little buggers where it ain't costing us money. I need a farm to feed these pigs. But thank you to everybody who's been in the chat. You all are amazing. Thank you, Gap, for dropping links. Soul Assassin for all your comments. Bone, you as well. Frankie for being in the house. Who else did we have? I'm missing. Yeah, this is my design horror channel. Thank you for being in here. It's the first time that I've seen you around, so I'm gonna have to check out to see what you do. I know the Sentinel was in the house, Liam was in the house as well, and everybody else that was in here. Thank you so much. You are the ones that make this so much fun for us when we're up on the panel talking about this stuff that we love. You're able to give us some suggestions from the chat. We're able to give you some suggestions from the movies that we picked and we're talking about, and it's perfect. It works out absolutely perfect. Guys, remember, never let anybody tell you what you can or can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. Thank you, Trina. Another fun stream as always, and thank you, Vinny and Draven.
That was awesome. Well, Tommy said it all. But yeah, just adding on, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and thank you also anybody who watches on the replay. I really appreciate it, because we're only talking to ourselves if weren't for you guys. So anyways, I hope you all have a great night, and I'll see you next week for Frankenhooker.
Woohoo!